keeps you connected to the land, to the people, to the country.
And my dad would just be like, what is this? Are we animals?
And just flip. Look how beautiful they are. Yeah.
Nice. Hello, I'm Esther Manito, stand-up comedian, and this is Sami Tamimi, Palestinian chef, and we are here for Palestine at Home, and we're going to be learning to cook. Well, tell us what we're going to learn how to cook. I won't tell you.
Yeah, we're gonna do today cauliflower fritters, which are really easy to make. There's just a bit of spices, cauliflower, parsley, and onion. This is cauliflower. The magic of this recipe is it feeds a lot of people. So I just cut half, remove the leaves.
This really takes me back to, we used to always have this on Sundays. This was like, everyone else would have a roast dinner.
Yeah.
And we would have roast dinner, but with fried cauliflower and tahini.
But it's absolutely delicious.
It's so
I would
delicious.
just prefer to eat that.
So what have we got here?
We are using the fritters, or Aleppo chili or any normal chili flakes,
Okay.
cinnamon, turmeric, ground cumin, a bit of baking powder, flour, onion, parsley, and eggs.
What's this?
This is dried mint for the yogurt.
Dried mint. Oh, nice. So you grew up in Jerusalem.
Yes, I did.
So when you came over to London, was cooking just that kind of like nostalgic thing of...
No, I always cooked. I mean, I've been cooking since I was probably like 15.
Okay.
And taking it to another level of getting, as a profession, keeps you connected to the land, to the people, to the country. The water is boiling now, and I've added earlier a bit of salt to it, and we just drop in the cauliflower in.
Okay.
And they need to be cooking for about 5 minutes. They are still kind of slightly hard, but we can mash them.
So what are we doing next?
And I'm gonna chop a bit of onion here.
Artistry.
I know. Still amazement. Fried onion in particular, when it's just so, for me, it's home.
What was it like growing up?
It was a kind of weird, you felt like you're in a bubble. It was just after the war. In a way, it was a kind of almost like a naive feeling that things are gonna get better soon, and they actually went from worse to worse to worse over the years, and nowadays it's just getting really out of hand what's going on between.
I think a lot of people don't really know about how severe the situation is. I think there's a lot of naivety when it comes to how difficult it is for people just to live day to day.
Yeah, I mean, Israel divided the country into zones and building this horrible separation wall, which separate Palestinian not just from Israel but also from among them. Okay. So areas where they used to be kind of neighbors, and they've been separated, and you can't reach to your neighbor.
I grew up, we used to go to Lebanon every summer, and you'd have the checkpoints, and you kind of just, because when you absorb something as a child, you almost don't question it. Yeah. When I went back with my husband, and he was just like, this is insane. It stops you from just moving. And you're like, oh yeah, through an adult's, you haven't grown up with it, or you haven't grown up being used to it. Just to have that continuous stopping and checking, even that small thing. And Palestinians are dealing with that times a million.
I mean, there's a lot of things kind of related to that, where, humiliation, the fact that you have to stop, and this young soldier looking at you like you're just a number, and checking your papers, and sometimes they will let you in, sometimes they're in a bad mood, they just kind of let you back, you can't enter. It distracts people's life. I mean, you need to be at work at 8 o'clock. You have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to be able to get, which is 45 minutes kind of drive.
Yeah.
But because of the queues to the checkpoint, it just takes half of the day. Yeah. So these are cooked. I'm gonna just drain them here.
So you just stabbed them to make sure they were all soft?
Yeah, they're soft enough. I'm putting them back in the pot here.
Does smell good. Love cauliflower.
And I have a little mash right here. You can do it also with a fork. So mash them, but not too fine. A bowl. I'm gonna put...
I once tried to make a cauliflower pizza base.
Yeah.
Once, meaning it never happened again.
How was that?
It was too, you know, you're just like, actually, you just need dough. As much as this sounds great.
So I have the cauliflower here, and don't worry about the big pieces, they will get big.
Okay.
Onion goes in. So I'm using here quite a bit of parsley, and we use also most of the stalks as well. The parsley goes in.
Oh, I love the smell of parsley.
And then the fun starts here. I have cumin, quite a bit, because this is the dominant thing. And a bit of turmeric, less of that. This is just for color, I think. Got a bit of flavor.
So
but
good for you though, turmeric.
yeah. And a bit of
Very
cinnamon.
good for your prostate.
I know. I'm kidding. A bit of the Aleppo chili. And we're gonna add quite a bit of salt.
Yeah, proper amount of salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one
Did
more
you
for
find that a shock when you came to the UK and people were like, no, you don't use salt?
Well, not well. They didn't use any salt.
Yeah. And you didn't get lemons. You know, you got used to, you remember those plastic lemons that had the fake lemon juice in?
Yes.
And my dad would just be like, what is this?
I
Are we animals? You're like, no, people don't use lemon.
a bit of flour as well. So this is goes in.
How much flour do you reckon?
About 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
A bit of baking powder, half a teaspoon,
Okay.
and eggs. Do you want to crack it?
I wouldn't even trust me with that.
Just kind of crack it in.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure.
It's important that the cauliflower is still warm when you mix it,
Why?
because the flour goes lumpy and planky.
Oh, if it's cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
that
gonna-
smells so good.
I know. We're gonna use this one again,
That's a man who's confident about his job.
and max. Yeah, it smells really good.
Smells so good.
Yeah.
I can't express that enough. How good this smells.
And a bit more salt.
Obviously.
Yes.
If in doubt,
Yes.
your body weight in salt.
Cauliflower and onions are so sweet, and they
Yeah.
need quite a bit of salt. That's it. So this is ready now. We're just gonna wait for the oil to heat up, and then we fry it. And while we fry it, also we can also do the sauce.
So what's that, the yogurt?
The yogurt sauce, which is here, you can maybe do it.
You can maybe do
Yeah, I'll just stir it. Lots of dried mint here. It's a very important job stirring a yogurt.
Oh, it's such an important job.
Yeah. And I'm juicing a bit of lemon here.
Well, at least you're letting me get involved. When my dad cooks, he's just like, just bugger off and leave me. What's it like when you go back home?
I go a few times a year, and every time I get really depressed because the place is changing. There's lots of restrictions. There are special roads for Israelis and the old roads for the Palestinians. You have to go through checkpoints to get from one place to another, which is really, really horrible. The old city, because of all the settlers that live around there, at 6 o'clock is like a ghost city because people are scared to go out, because every time you hear all different stories from settlers walking around, hitting people, and they are doing it more and more recently. You have settlers now living in kind of Arab or Palestinian neighborhoods, and they get protection from the government. They are armed, obviously, and they have also soldiers behind them to protect them. Back in here, the oil is really hot, and I'm gonna drop one of these here. And the magic of making fritters. I'm not moving them or anything like this. You can do them small or big.
I questioned you in my head, not verbally, that a cauliflower would be the whole room of people.
Exactly.
And you told me it will be enough. You have a lot of family still in Jerusalem.
Yeah, all my siblings are living there. Some, most of them are in Jerusalem. Some in the old cities, some outside. They have a hard time. They have a hard life. It's very stressful. It's, you can't just go meander everywhere
Yeah.
because of the restriction, but also there's always a policeman or a soldier will stop you. You always have to carry an identity card because you can't walk around without.
Yeah.
It's really, really appalling.
So everything that we've spoken about, the conditions, everything, Amnesty International is terming that apartheid.
Yes. So you see that they're starting to get brown.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's time to
That's what.
flip them.
Okay. I was thinking, how does it all not fall apart?
No, it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
No, because the egg and the flour kind of bind it all together and just flip. Look how beautiful they are.
Look at that. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. And what's nice about them, the cauliflower is already cooked, the flour and the egg will be cooking as well. The onion is still half cooked, which is nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Quite sweet.
So it goes, yeah. That's, can't wait. That and a bit of yogurt. These are quite meaty as well.
They're quite meaty, they're really delicious, and they cook really, really quickly.
Over 1 million olive trees have been uprooted and destroyed by the military since 1967.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously olives is a huge, huge source of revenue for the area.
Yeah.
Are you able to get Palestinian products in the UK?
Yeah,
I've got to say, I sometimes struggle. I sometimes don't even think, a lot of us don't even think to look sometimes if you're in a hurry and you're just buying something like olive oil.
You can. Often they're not cheap because the whole restriction and the cost that to bring them to this country or to Europe much higher. And it's a constant battle every year to basically be able to export or import things.
Yeah.
The last two here. And how many did we do?
I genuinely did not expect it to be that much. You said if we do a whole cauliflower...
There's 11 of them here.
It will be, so out of a whole cauliflower, you can get 22.
I reckon 25.
25.
Yes.
Are you going to fight me every step of the way?
No, I just like to argue. Okay, so these are the last one. Just leave them here. Okay. And then plate them.
Amazing. So Amnesty International, they're actually highlighting the fact that produce is coming over from illegal settlements, and it is illegal. It goes against any kind of international law. And that's what their call to government is to stop importing products from illegal settlements, because essentially we're endorsing criminal activity.
But also it goes down to people like me who promote Palestinian cooking and ingredients and culture, and we play a smaller role, but it's as important to keep the culture, the food, the identity of the Palestinians alive. It just kind of brings more people to actually learn more about what's happening back in Palestine and with Palestinians. And we have really lovely Palestinian olive oil, al-ard, which we can just drizzle on top of the...
Always been
generously. And here you go, the cauliflower fritters, or like we call them shat, and with the dried mint yogurt. Tuck in.
Yeah, don't have to ask me twice.
And don't double dip.
Oh, so good.
I said don't double dip. Head over to Amnesty website to download the recipe card now.